Look at this dude. Wait till you see the. No, 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 no.
So when I was a kid, when it came to the big three channels, Nick, Disney, and Cartoon Network, I always gravitated towards CN. I mean, how could I not? I was a young kid who was really into cartoons. Damn, I'm an adult who's still into cartoons. What the fuck? But aside from that, I think what made me like Cartoon Network the most was that out of the three, it was the one that would probably change and experiment with its programming the most. And to be honest, it kinda had to. Unlike other channels that would be a mix of cartoons and live action shows, Cartoon Network had, well, only cartoons. Like, it's their fucking namesake, guys. Come on, keep up. And let me tell you something, guys. It's kind of a secret in the industry. Come close. Come real close. Good? Good. Animating a brand-spanking new show is fucking hard. Like, for real. It never ceases to amaze me that there are niggas who really think that there's some hacker-ass technician in the animation industry to where you can just press a button and make a cartoon. Like, the fuck? Bro, it be the same goofies on Twitter who haven't watched a cartoon in literal years and post this trash, dumbass take that I'm tired of seeing. Not every show in the 2000s was good. Squirrel Boy and Totally Spies was a thing, and they're fucking trash. Like, shut the fuck up. God damn, nigga. Anyway, the point I'm trying to get across is that with CN trying new stuff and the process of making a cartoon being overall expensive, the success of the network has sometimes had some ups and downs. Sometimes they do good, sometimes they do bad. Other times, they had to give the city of Boston $2 million in 2007 due to the fact that when trying to promote the Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie by putting light bright posters of the characters, the townspeople mistook it as a fucking bomb threat. So, yeah, fast forward to 2009, they don't have any money to make shows, and President Stuart Snyder steps up and says, hey, you know how we're called Cartoon Network? Yeah, what if we, like, stopped doing that and had a live action block? Are you for real? You can't be serious. That sounds like a terrible idea. So this year, CN hoarded out and made CN Real, a fucking awful ass block that had doo-doo butter ass shows, and for a whole year, there were no new cartoons. There was truly no point to go on. However, just because there weren't any new cartoons didn't mean that they didn't have any cartoons. You see, the network was so desperate that they went a little bit up north to Canada and see if they could get some of their shows and present them as some new shits in the States. And holy shit, it kind of worked out for them in the end because they were able to get shows like Total Drama and 6teens, and them shits popping off hard in the States. I know a lot of people, myself included, have a lot of fond memories of these shows. However, I vaguely remember another Canadian show about some surfer teens that used to air until one day it just dipped off the face of the earth. Meanwhile, TDI and 6teens got to stay a little longer, and I feel like if someone were to describe this show, they'd be like, oh yeah, I vaguely remember that one. Wasn't the show like 16 but with surfboards? And I mean, yeah, if you want to simplify it, it's kind of like that. But here's the thing, I honestly like Stoked more than 6teens. So Stoked was a Canadian animated show created by Jennifer Persick and Tom McGinnis, who has also made Total Drama and 6teens. Stoked originally aired June 25th, 2009 in Canada and July 16th in the US, with 2 seasons and an overall total of 52 episodes. And I mean, compared to other shows I've talked about on this channel, that's actually a pretty decent run. But the moment you compared Stoked to its sister shows, yeah, it's pretty much the weakest link. And that's unfortunate, because while most people might write this show off as being a little bit too similar to its sister shows, I think it does some things that make it a little bit better than the other two. And by other two, I mostly mean 6teens. Total Drama is kind of doing its own thing. So the overall premise of the show is about 6 group of teenagers spending their summer on the sunny beaches of Ontario, Canada. Huh, I didn't know there were beaches in Canada. Well, anyway, they all work at a tacky-ass tourist trap hotel in which hijinks ensue. Meanwhile, also trying to find time to enjoy themselves and have fun surfing, while also prepping for the annual competition of the X Games. Wait a minute. Sorry, force of habit. Prepping for the annual surfing competition Grom Fest, which will be held in the next 12 weeks. Side note, I'm bringing this up now, but trust me, it doesn't matter. This is an episodic series. They deadass don't bring this up again until like the last episode. But yeah, if you notice, this kind of sounds like the premise of 6teens. Hell, for a TLDR summary for both these shows, it's about 6teens, haha, doing dumb shit, except this one happens in a hotel and the other one happens in a mall. And like I said in my upgraded video, you can do a lot of different shit with a similar premise. I feel like Stoked's main cast is is already visually different enough from the one in 6teens. And it's also interesting how in the first episode of Stoked, it establishes that they don't really start off as friends, and that kind of starts to make a bond by the end of the second episode. Meanwhile, in 6teens, 5 out of the 6 are already established as friends, and the 6th one, Caitlyn, is established as like the intro character of the series. And the next 2 points I want to bring up are a little bit more personal / nitpicky towards me. The first one being that I find the side characters way more likable and memorable in Stoked rather than in 6teens. Another thing is that I find Stoked's setting way more interesting than the one in 6teens. Like, both of these shows kind of revolve around their setting, so these niggas can't really go anywhere else, but in Stoked it kind of makes more sense due to the fact of that they were dropped off at the hotel, so they have to stay there over the summer. It also helps that there are some other set pieces that's beside the resort, such as the forest, the town with the movie theater in it, and the walking pier. Meanwhile, in 6teens, bro, I'ma be real with you, I kind of forgot how these niggas never leave the damn mall. And yeah, that's kind of the point of the show, and they all have jobs there. But you think that when they all have the day off, they go anywhere else, but no, they just chill there. Ayo, real talk, hanging out at a mall is lame as fuck. Double points if you ain't got no motherfucking money. Nah, for real, them niggas really pull up to the food court and just sit there and chill for 2 hours. You could've just done this at someone's house. Dog, if it was me when I was 16, I would've been doing some cool shit, such as staying after school at my Nintendo club or fucking learning how to Dougie. I'm now realizing that was never cool. Where was I again? Oh yeah, so the point what I was trying to get across is, yeah, Stoked does some different stuff and I like it more. So I think now's a good time to talk about this character. So yeah, roll the clip.
Sick parties, awesome surfing. I love this place. Okay, not loving it so much.
So the first 2 we got is Reef, and he's your stereotypical macho tough guy of the group. Talks a lot of game, tries to scheme his way out of work to surf. Self-proclaimed ladies man, full-proclaimed sexist. After watching the show, I noticed there's a lot of episodes that kind of revolve around Reef, and I mean, I get it. He's kind of the easiest to ride around. You start off with him being a piece of shit, put him in a situation, and he immediately regrets it, and by the end he's humbled or learns his lesson. Bada bing, bada boom. And it's not to say he's a bad character. There are times where he's legit not an ass, and he gets along with everyone else in the group. Well, mostly everyone. But we'll get to that later. If anything, he's probably my least favorite dude character in the show, but it doesn't mean I don't like him. It's just saying that there are other characters I find more interesting and compelling. Now, a character that I kind of don't like is...
Okay, he can't get away with using movie lines to hit on girls. That's like beyond
Shut
wrong.
up, you stupid bitch!
Okay, I'm joking, sort of. I'm not gonna sit here and be all like, ugh, Flo's a fucking awful character, blah blah blah. At worst, I just find her somewhat annoying. Her whole deal is that she's the best female surfer and probably like the most mature one out of the group. And I mean, that's not a bad trait to have. It's just sometimes she can come off as a stick in a mug or a nag to her friends. And by that, I mean specifically towards Reef. On some real shit, this bitch really out here plotting for a nigga's downfall. And yeah, sometimes Reef deserves it because he's being an ass in that specific episode. But does he really deserve it all the time? Because it happens all the time. Like one episode, she really gets mad at Reef for using cheesy movie quotes to pick up a chick that she doesn't know. Okay, fuck that gotta do with you, huh? Then she's really like, oh, he can't get away with this. Let's have a group movie night so he can play the movie and then he can be shown off as a phony. What do you gain from this? Like, for real. Bro, if she found out that I really used Scott Pilgrim lines to get with my girlfriend, she put me on a fucking most wanted list, in which I do belong on, but that's besides the point. But yeah, these two are constantly going at it, bickering and arguing, and yeah, it goes exactly the way you think it's gonna go at the end. Until it doesn't, but we'll get to that. Oh my god, foreshadowing.
What time is it?
Almost 12.
Oh man, I slept in. Girls that I don't know, what's up?
Up next, we got Broseph, and he's the very chill, average surfer dude of the show. He's a pretty alright character. I like how the show brings up that when it comes to surfing for Broseph, he never really does that as competition or for a way to get clout. He just does it because he's passionate about it and just very much likes surfing. I also find it interesting on how he started working at the hotel because he wanted to change his pace from the surf shop he used to work out.
It's just like the movie. There are surfers everywhere. Hi.
There's also Emma. She's like your average nice girl of the group. She got a whole thing where she loves surfing, but she's actually never done before. But her friends go out of her way to help her learn, and she gets better at it, which is pretty cool. She also goes and get a crush on this one side character named Tyler, which never really goes anywhere. So yeah, that's it. That's her part. Dog, I got like 2 more characters left. Let's wrap this shit up.
Who's looking after the Rugrats?
Oh, I've got it covered.
There's Lo. Her whole deal is that her dad is the owner of the hotel, so that makes him loaded. So by proxy, she's loaded until she's cut off for throwing a big ass party that totaled the hotel in the first episode. She's a pretty good character. She's probably my favorite female character in the show. It's cool to see her start off not really enjoy working at the hotel and then growing to still not liking it, but being able to find solidarity and friendships with others who work there. She's kind of like Reef when it comes to scheming too. It's neat to see her use her smarts and her wits to make people do what she wants, which is pretty cool. Finally, we got,
Maybe I should get braids.
oh no.
Look at the top of his head.
Okay, I get it. Let a nigga breathe, goddamn. But for real though, call it fucking irony or whatever, but Johnny Front Desk Guy has probably got to be my favorite character in the show. He just got an attitude of being low-key stressed and awkward all the damn time. Hey yo, a nigga really look like me, now he's acting like me too? And he can't get no bitches, he is me for real, god damn it.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
He also has some cool moments too. My personal favorite's gotta be the episode where Johnny helps the rest of the gang ditch work by getting the hotel bus and heading off to a party, in which they get caught by the end, and before they're about to get fired, he sticks out for them and helps them keep their job, and they all respect him a little bit more, and he also learns to loosen up a little bit. It's really cool, but yeah, that's the main cast. And I mean, yeah, I could talk about the side characters, like their aggro boss, Mr. Bummer, the chill nigga who drives the bus, the whale's mascot. But oh look, we've been talking about this for too damn long, and I also don't care. Anyway, like I said earlier in the video, this is your standard episodic TV show, where majority of each episode is just its own self-contained thing, in which, to be honest, I'm pretty cool with this formula. I know it's kind of the new hot thing to do in animation right now, but I'm kind of just getting burned out of serialized shows. It's nice to just jump into a TV show at any point and not really like care about what's up next or just what's happening in the story. However, it's not to say you don't get anything if you binge the show. It's like subtle, but there's actually some elements or some plot points from other episodes that are recurring, which make the show feel more alive. Another thing I can talk about is the show's art. I love the bright warm feel it gives off, and the more stylized flat character designs mixed with the flash animation is really good. One of the best examples of this has gotta be the show's intro. This shit is just so nice to look at, and honestly, anytime there's a surf montage in the show, the animation gets really interesting and nice to look at. Kinda makes you forget how they'll sometimes use the same surfing trick animation in different episodes, but hey, I'm sure no one will notice. Also, another thing is how, mostly in the first season, I'm surprised how much licensed music is actually in the show. I mean, the original score is pretty basic if you ask me, but I guess it just makes it more jarring when you just hear Dear Maria Count Me In by 3 Doors Down blasting. But yeah, I guess let's wrap this up by talking about the second season and some shit that happens in the show. So remember when I said I know exactly how it's gonna go down between Reef and Finn? Well, the show decides to...
What? What is it? Ah, my eyes! My eyes!
Wait a minute, hold on.
So yeah, the writer decided to give us a little curve, you know, a little juke. I ain't gonna lie, they broke a nigga's ankles when they made Reef and Logo out instead. And it's like a consistent thing that the show brings up now for some episodes. And I mean, it's pretty fine, but then they do another curve and they kind of make Reef an ass by making him low-key get feelings for Finn and her reciprocating those feelings back, but not having him break up with Lo until the last fucking episode. And I mean, the last episode is fine. It focuses on the competition Gromfest, you know, that thing I talked about way back earlier in the video. They prep for the competition, Reef and Lo have a falling out, and Reef gets with Finn at the end of the episode. It also ends with Finn and Broseph winning their respective leagues, and yeah, the show's over. Also, side note, it's not really a big deal, but Lo really tries to get with Broseph after he wins the competition. They really only want to be getting with niggas when they succeed. That's crazy.
She belongs to the streets.
And overall, yeah, I honestly really like it. It was a fun little show about teens chilling and surfing. Yeah, it can sometimes feel similar to its contemporaries, but the stuff that it did that was unique I very much enjoyed. If anything, at least it ends off with a finality. And I mean, compared to the other shows I talked about on this channel, it's got that going for it. I honestly don't know why Stoked never got popular in the US, but I'm noticing more of my friends and peers in the cartoon community actually talking about this show in a positive light, and that's really cool. What's probably helping its relevancy was that although it's not on any streaming services, all of this show is just on YouTube. Like, for real, I'm not even joking. Granted, it's in glorious 360p, but hey, I'll take what I can get. I'm glad that Stoked is able to stand the test of time, because trust me, it could have been a lot worse. It could have been in like Detention Air. No one remembers Detention Air, not even me. This has been Tahj Talks, and look, I know we have fun on this channel, we laugh, we make jokes, you like, comment, and subscribe. It's a great dichotomy, but I swear, if you niggas keep calling me Johnny Front Desk Guy, I'm coming for all your necks. Talk to me nice!
And this summer is seriously gonna be fun. To Surfer's Paradise!
Surfer's Paradise!